I'm bad to the bone, I got the moves, I know where I'm headed, I ain't no fool.
Thing that needs to be done, I do it.
I get no help. I have no money, and I go to that church at least once a month.
Consider becoming God's handyman?
Hands up for God.
I'm bad to the bone, I got the moves, I know where I'm headed, I ain't no fool.
Oh, hi there. I didn't mean for y'all to see or hear that. I guess I just can't seem to get that beat out of my head, man. It just seemed to remind me of my old days when I was just starting out as a rapper. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Oh yeah, all your teachers told me to tell you Oasis kids hi. And all the teachers miss you. And all the teachers say, stay safe, man, especially during this time of this pandemic. Now, I was told to talk to you today about living out your salvation.
I'm bad to the bone, I got the moves, I know where I'm headed, I ain't no fool.
Man, I just can't seem to get that cool beat out of my mind. Man, you see, I was just starting out as a brand new cool rapper. Man, I had my eyes on the big league and the big times. And then I met this guy named Greg Hansen. Now, Mr. Hansen talked to me about becoming one of God's handymen. I have never thought about that before. He told me that God can use anybody in any profession to get his work done. He said all we had to do was to make ourselves available to God. In fact, he didn't just talk to me that day, but he talked to several other people who were there too. He talked to Deborah, the church crybaby, Mr. Handy, the church fixer-upper, and a few others. He said all we needed to do was to give our heart over to Jesus and then live our salvation by following Jesus. Yeah, I'll never forget it, man. It all started that day as we walked through the studio, and then Mr. Hansen...
Bad to the bone, I got the moves, I know where I'm headed, I ain't no fool.
Excuse me? Could I ask you a few questions?
I got no time for your questions, and that's a fact. No time for your questions, so jump back, Jack.
It's Greg.
Huh?
My name, it's Greg, not Jack.
Oh, sorry, dude. I mean, Greg.
Could you tell us what you do?
Who, me? I'm bad. I entertain, make people dance. I do rap, lots of rap. I put on a hot show. My audiences move to my groove.
But, sir, what are you doing of lasting value? Does your show change lives?
Sure, man. It changes my life. I'm getting super rich and super famous.
Would you consider becoming God's handyman and work hand in glove with your maker?
Not this rapper. I'm going far. Hey, I gotta go. I got a $1 million contract to sign.
Well, that lifestyle might be glamorous, but I wonder if it's really a meaningful line of work.
Work? Someone call me? Yep, if there's any work to be done, I'm the man to call.
What do you mean? Doesn't anyone else do anything around your church?
Well, not much. I'm the one who really accomplishes things. Why, just last week I mowed the church lawn, washed the windows, polished the pews, and painted the pastor's house. I was at the church 18 different times.
Wow! Sounds like you've been busy. Real busy.
Sure have. Like I said, if there's anything that needs to be done, I do it.
Say, have you been spending any time in God's Word? You know, the Bible?
Oh, no. Been too busy. Lots to do, you know.
Well, how about prayer? Do you pray for your pastor? Do you pray about all the work you do?
Well, no. There just ain't enough hours in the day. Say, I gotta go. I'm shampooing the carpet at the reception room today. See ya.
Now, there's a guy who's doing good things, but all in his own strength. It makes you wonder what he could accomplish if he had God working with him in all he does. Oh, hello! You surprised me. I guess the hand is quicker than the eye.
Oh, don't make fun of me.
Oh, I'm not making fun of you. What seems to be the problem?
Well, everyone puts me down all the time. I try to do something and then everyone makes fun of me. Oh, I tried to sing a song once and everyone made fun of me.
How do you know?
Well, Sally told Susie, and Susie told Mabel, and Mabel told Gladys that Alice heard the pastor tell a joke about my singing. So, I'll never go back to that church again.
Well, that doesn't sound very reliable.
Well, everything I do just flops. Everyone makes fun of me. Nobody appreciates me. I get no help. I have no money, and I go to that church at least once a month. You'd think I'd get better treatment.
Sounds like times are tough.
Tough? Do you know what I get to do? Do you? Do you?
No, what?
Dishes. I was made to do dishes. Well, I beat that rap. Ask me how. Go ahead, ask me.
How?
I make my husband do the dishes. I deserve to be treated better.
You mean you deserve to be handled with kid gloves?
Oh, there you go again. All I get is thumbs down and ridicule. What I need is just a handful of TLC, tender loving care, but everyone always puts me down.
Touchy, touchy. Should be TCL. She sounds more like a touchy, crabby lady to me. You'd think she'd be a little tougher than that. Do you suppose we could get all hands pulling together, entertaining, working, even stretching to become God's hands in ministry?
Yes. Count me in.
Who are you?
Me? I'm the real hand. God's hand.
I've never seen God's hand before.
Not true. You've seen his hand working, making friends, teaching, loving, and even preaching.
Sure, I've seen lots of hands. What do you think I am? A foot?
God needs feet, too.
Wait a minute. You're talking to Greg Handsome here. I don't go around begging for handouts, but I could use a few answers. How in the world can you possibly be God's hand?
Same as you.
Hold it. God has all the hands he needs.
Not true. God has no hands, except yours, and yours, and yours. Hands up for God.
I get it. We are his hands.
And so, you see, that's how it all started. Afterwards, I thought about it, and then I decided to do just that. I gave myself over to Jesus, and since then, he has sent me all over the world just to be one of his handy men to get his work done in the world. You see, God's word says that all that we do, we are to do it to the glory of God. And then it also says, let others see your good works so that they may glorify your Father in heaven. So, you see, I guess living out our salvation is simply living out our faith in God by becoming his handiwork. And as we become his hands on earth, that is what living our faith and our salvation is all about. Ooh, 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 ah, chicka, chicka, ooh, ooh, ooh.